So here I'm standing here, I'm in Sri Lanka. I'm standing on what the Sri Lankan name for Graphite Mountain. So we're at the Queen's Mine property. We just announced a day ago, I'm not sure what time scale we're on from Sri Lanka to Vancouver, but we announced the purchase of the Queen's Mine, a recently producing mine. So we're standing here, we're going to take you in there, take a look at it, the old workings, and what we're going to do with the new, to make it new and better, let's say. But in the meantime, I'm looking out this area we're standing. It's all graphite underneath me. There's veins galore. Just across the way there, you can see a lower profile mountain. That's the famous Kahataga mine. We actually just came from there, and they've been mining there for since 1870. And the veins there are, so far they're down 600 meters, and they go to depth. So the same pattern of veins comes up through this mountain. Basically this whole hillside I'm looking at up here behind the camera is veins of graphite. So we're going to do some geologic mapping. More so, we're going to do geophysics that hasn't been done in Sri Lanka before. I've done it with other types of graphite, so is our geologist, and we're going to do it for vein graphite, and we're going to define the veins on this mountain that covers our entire grid. We cover about 100 hectares, I should say, of land. And in one grid and a second grid, we have another 100 hectares. And the mountain runs north to south, and the veins run east to west. So we're able to come in, because of this terrain, if you can see these hillsides, we can come in at various elevations, and we're not limited to a shaft. The shaft limits how much you can move in and out of the mine. We can have multiple faces working. We've seen all sorts of historic workings here where they mine pits all over the place, finding different veins, probably back pre-1940 in the Queen's Mine area, which we're in right now. And more recently, we're going to go into the adit here, which goes in. There's a shaft inside. I'll explain when we get there. It's still full of water. We're going to dewater it. And I'll explain a bit more once we're in there. But again, this is probably one of the more recent operating mines in Sri Lanka. So it is small scale, basically they kept a small scale to keep the cost down. So it's low cost, small scale underground mining. And that's what we've got here. So that's the nature of the graphite. It's extremely high quality graphite. I just saw some graphite at Kahataga, which is 99.95. We don't have to purify it, it goes straight to a battery. So with that, we'll have the same graphite, we're on the same geologic structure. So here, follow me in. We're in at the internal shaft, otherwise known as a winze in mining terms. Hard to see, it is dark. I apologize, there's no power here. So typically this would be lit up. And we're just looking at the first stage. I'd say we just closed the deal. So the first step is to get in and dewater. There's about a 12-meter shaft here, our internal shaft, where they used to bring the graphite up and out. They didn't mine a lot. The reports said they did about 20 tons a month. Anyway, we'll keep. We'll do a full evaluation of it. What we understand is that we can get down under once we dewater here, we'll evaluate the safety of the ladders going down. It's about 12 meters down, and we're expecting to find a rather large graphite vein already exposed that the previous people were excavating and extracting. So with that, we'll just add to our knowledge base. We just flew the entire property on surface, the entire grid with LiDAR yesterday. That'll pick up all the old workings where the miners and the operators in the 1940s knew where the graphite was. So it's such dense vegetation. We flew LiDAR to define where those are, and that'll help us map. Then overlay that with our geophysics grids that will define the graphite, and we'll be able to get some long-term planning here. So again, this is a internal shaft. We'll get it the next time we're here to talk. We'll have this dewatered. We'll probably take you down another level, down into where we can show you a vein of graphite fully exposed. And in mining terms, it's deemed to be an open stope, which means to me we can extract graphite. So we do have to permit this, but we can go straight to a mining B license, mining permit, which allows us to get busy very quickly. So there actually is around the corner here, which you can't see, another vein that was extracted, or a little pocket. Sometimes there can be little pockets. The old literature says that the quite large pockets of just solid graphite. So we're going to do our best to define that and get into production in a very quick order. So I'm talking months versus years in a typical mining thing. So the goal is to get as much graphite defined on our grids, look at more grids, more properties, so we can actually fully jump on this bandwagon, not bandwagon, but as far as the amount of demand coming for batteries. So I've made batteries with Sri Lankan vein graphite. It's extremely good. The key thing we have to show is we can make tens of thousands of tons of this. So we're going to define as much graphite as we can in order to achieve that goal. So I'm pretty confident we can do that. And so the graphite I've seen come out of Sri Lanka is tremendous, very high quality. So anyway, with that, we'll reconvene outside, and perhaps the next video will be underground.